Welcome back, Steelers Nation. I hope everyone is having a fantastic Friday. If the season ended today, the Pittsburgh Steelers would be crowned AFC North champions, hosting a playoff game as the third seed in the AFC. But of course, it's only October 4th, so there's still plenty of football left to play. What's exciting is how this team is trending upwards, especially with Justin Fields stepping in as the starting quarterback for the last 4 weeks. At just 25 years old, Fields is showing real potential, filling in for Russell Wilson. And honestly, I think Fields will keep the starting job for the rest of the season. At this point, I can't see Russell Wilson getting another snap, unless, heaven forbid, an injury happens to Fields. And let's not even think about that. It feels like the future has arrived for the Steelers, and I'm pumped about it. After years of instability at QB, having Justin Fields perform at this level is something we haven't experienced in a while. Now, before I dive deeper, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe for daily NFL content. Let's aim for 100 likes on this video. That would mean the world to me. And big shout out to BetUS for sponsoring this video. More on that in just a bit. Now let's talk about this defense. The Steelers rank first in third down conversion defense and second in points allowed, with just 13.3 per game. They're fourth in total defense, giving up only 261 yards per game, third in rushing defense, allowing fewer than 87 yards on the ground, and eighth in passing defense with 175 yards allowed per game. Basically, this defense is lights out. With how they're playing, you could have anyone behind center: Fields, Wilson, Trubisky, Pickett, even Rudolph, and still win games. What's even more thrilling is how well Justin Fields is playing. He's on track to set career highs in almost every category. His passer rating is 98, his completion percentage is just shy of 71%, and his interception rate is under 1%. The offensive line and run game still need to improve, but Fields is showing he could be the future franchise quarterback for the Steelers. Compared to last season, his improvement is huge. Right now, his completion percentage ranks 7th in the NFL. Last year, it was 29th. On passes over 15 yards, he's 6th this year. Last year, he was 24th. Against the blitz, he was 30th last year. Now he's 7th. On throws outside the numbers, last year, 31st. This year, 5th. That's a big jump, and it's working. Looking ahead to Sunday night's game against Dallas, the Cowboys' defense is struggling. They rank 29th in points allowed, last in yards allowed per game, and their sack rate is tied for dead last. This is a great chance for the Steelers to take advantage and keep the momentum going. Before we continue, a quick word from our sponsor, BetUS. You can bet on the Steelers to win the AFC North. Right now, they're sitting at plus 250. Use the code YouTube150 for a 150% bonus on your first deposit and get in on the action. Now back to the Steelers and why they're trending upwards. The run game needs to step up, whether it's the play calling, Jaylen Warren and Cordarrelle Patterson getting healthy, or whatever it takes. Najee Harris is in a contract year, and going up against a Dallas defense that's statistically the worst in the league, this game could be a turning point. It might have seemed like a tough matchup a few weeks ago, but now, with the Cowboys missing key players like Micah Parsons, this is a winnable game. Even so, the Steelers need to run the ball and control the clock. Let's dive a bit deeper into the Steelers' running game. Through 4 games, the Pittsburgh Steelers are tied for the most rushing attempts in the NFL with 138, right alongside the Saints and Ravens. They're also in the top 10 for rushing yards with 514 yards so far. But here's the thing. If you've been watching the games, it just doesn't feel like the run game is clicking. Right now, the Steelers rank 25th in yards per carry at just 3.7. Their EPA, expected points added, on rushing plays is a shocking dash. 3.73, the second worst in the NFL. I mean, it's almost unbelievable that it's not the worst. They're also near the bottom when it comes to yards before contact, averaging just 1.06 comma, which is 6th worst in the league. Overall, their rushing success rate is ranked 28th. So yeah, there's a lot of room for improvement. Najee Harris, unfortunately, isn't off to a great start either. Through 4 weeks, he's had 68 carries for 228 yards, putting him 18th in the league, but the deeper numbers are more concerning. He's averaging only 3.4 yards per carry, which ranks him 42nd among all qualifying rushers. It gets worse on first down, where he's averaging just 2.6 yards per carry, 50th in the NFL. The game against the Colts was a low point. 13 carries for 19 yards, averaging just 1.5 yards per rush. According to Next Gen Stats, he had a league-worst minus 30 yards over expected in Week 4. That's rough. Now, it's not all doom and gloom. Shout out to Mike DeFabo for the analytics here. Last year, the Steelers were ranked 28th in rushing yards per game during the first half of the season, averaging just 80 yards, and they were 29th in yards per carry. But from Week 9 onward, they turned things around, improving to 8th in rushing yards per game and boosting their yards per carry to 4.2. So history tells us that the Steelers' run game tends to heat up later in the season. The colder weather, a more cohesive offensive line, and banged-up defensive units help Najee Harris perform better down the stretch. I said this last week, and I'll say it again. I need to see improvement in both the stats and on the field this Sunday. Hopefully, Najee Harris will have a breakout performance against Dallas. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for daily NFL content. Also, shout out to BetUS for sponsoring this video. And before you go, drop your score predictions for Sunday's game against the Cowboys down below. Peace.